Are you kidding me? You get what you pay for. There's no question about that. Sometimes it's not worth it. Then again, sometimes with a little bit of ingenuity, you can save yourself some money, and it is worth it. Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. Today, this one's all your fault. So I have resisted buying this attachment because I felt like it was going to be one more thing that I would have to handle when I switched from my 3-point hitch to my backhoe. I just really didn't feel like that I would need it. I made my little video about the hack where I welded on those little pieces of chain to put my little tractor clips in and not lose them. And that video across YouTube and Facebook got well over 2 million views and loads of comments, most of which were telling me you wouldn't have to worry about that if you had a quick hitch. Well, curiosity got the best of me. So I did what I always do in those situations, and I got on Vevor.com and looked to see what they had. And lo and behold, they have a category 1 and 2 quick hitch that's compatible with the Kubota BX. So I decided to give that a shot. I reached out to them and said, hey, I need this. I want to share with my viewers how it works. And they provided this for me in order to review it and show you how it works. So I'm going to get to satisfy my curiosity and hopefully share some good information with you. So let's see how this goes. We're going to test it out on the implements that I have that it should be compatible with, and then we're going to take it off in order to set the BX up to install the backhoe and see how cumbersome that becomes. All right, let's figure out how to hook this thing up.
So assembly on this thing is pretty straightforward, so I didn't bother covering that in the video. But installation was not. The plates that slide onto the 3-point arm were too close together and it wouldn't fit. You're going to want to watch this whole video because this is the first of several things that we had to modify in order to get this thing to work. Now, I've always said I'll be honest. When a company gives me a product, I'm going to tell you how it works. And this particular one we had some issues with, and so I want to share that with you so that you can see what it takes to make this work. And what I found when doing a little bit of research is these problems are not unique to Vevor. When you look at any of these quick attach that are not made by one of the name brand companies, you can run into some of these issues. So in this particular situation, you get what you pay for, so just keep that in mind when you choose. So this first issue really was pretty simple. I just grabbed a crowbar and put it in there sideways so I could spread those plates out just a little bit.
That's enough.
And that was an easy fix.
All right, I think we got her on here. So let's go test it out. I got a box blade and a rotary cutter that are quick hitch compatible.
So you can see here in our first attempt, the top hook is just too high. And we lowered it down as far as it would go, and it still would not allow the bottom hooks to connect where they needed to. So this brings us to modification number 2 to make this work on the Kubota BX. Now I will say this is not a situation unique to the BX because this is actually how it fits with the quick hitch compatible implements that I have. So anyone who buys this is going to have the same problem.
All right guys, well the first thing I'm going to say is the star of this show are these Bosch drill bits, because we drilled another hole in this so that we can drop it down one more slot. And I mean, you see how thick this is. It's a solid inch steel. And we drilled a 3/8 hole and used that as our pilot, and then took it in, put it in the vise, and finished it off with a 1/2 inch. But these Bosch drill bits just ate it up. I think we should be about where we need to be now. But this is all the adjustment that's left. So if this don't work, well, I guess I'm out of luck. I've talked about, you know, generic products, cheaper products before. You kind of have to weigh your options and decide whether you want to have to fool with this kind of stuff, making things work when the measurements aren't exactly right and all of those sort of things, because your time's worth something too. And what I thought was going to be coming out and spending 30 minutes making a video trying out my quick hitch has turned into most of my evening. Sometimes it's not worth it. Then again, sometimes with a little bit of ingenuity, You can save yourself some money, and it is worth it. You gotta weigh your options. When I do these reviews, even though they gave me the product, I'm going to be honest. And if it doesn't sell any products and they don't like it, well then they won't send me anything else, and that's okay. But I want you to know what you're getting. And when it comes to this quick hitch, it works. I made it fit. I had to do a little bit of modifications to it to get it right. But as you saw, now I have a quick hitch and it works well. Different implements may be a little bit different. We're gonna go hook up to the rotary cutter and see how it performs. Then we'll talk a little bit about what we think about the whole thing. Now, I'm not gonna go ahead and hook up the PTO because I'm not gonna go use the rotary cutter. I just wanted to try it out, see how easily I could hook up to it and unhook. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna pull it out of here just for effect's sake. I'm gonna pull it out of here and then I'm gonna back it back in place and set it down and just see how she does. The first thing I'm going to say is, y'all aren't lying. The quick hitch is pretty fantastic. You know, I kind of horse around with my rotary cutter to try to get it hooked up, and that's about as quick and easy as it gets. I am pretty happy about that. There are still a couple of things I want to test about this to see if I'm sold on using a quick hitch, because mostly I use my box blade and my rotary cutter, but I also use my backhoe quite a bit. And so I'm gonna have to take this quick hitch off in order to be able to put my backhoe on. And I wanna see what kind of a mess I get into when I'm unhooking those 3-point arms and taking them loose, but I now have this additional piece of equipment to contend with. So I think I wanna leave this all put together as much as I can. Well, I think I have worked on this enough to know that it's not going to go the way I wanted it to. I hoped that I could leave the quick hitch attached to the 3-point and take it all apart as one piece. That doesn't appear to be possible. The quick attach is pretty sweet. For general everyday use, I think I'll leave it on my tractor. I think the timing needs to be right for me to have it installed, because if I'm going to be using my backhoe, it is another piece that I'm gonna have to take off and set out of the way. Share with me the way that you handle yours. If you have the backhoe attachment, what do you do with it when you gotta take your 3-point off and swap that out? Most of the time, once I get into spring and I'm not doing any major projects, then I'm using my box blade and I'm using my bush hog. This makes connecting to those a whole lot easier. And actually, I just thought there's one more thing that I wanted to show you that this thing is good for. It's a pretty big deal. You remember when we welded our hitch ball on our box blade? We've used it quite a bit, and it's pretty handy. If you'll notice, the back lip of my box blade is bent just a little bit. And the reason for that is because the box blade is just a little bit taller than most of your trailer hitches. You end up with it running uphill to the box blade when you attach. Well, guess what this quick hitch has made onto it? Are you kidding me? Well, I guess we're gonna go drill some more holes. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The craftsmanship on this thing is pretty terrible. It really is. The thing is, they drilled a hole for a pin that's not even big enough for a pin. This side, they didn't drill at all. I'm not even sure how you, it's just like stamped. And then this side has a little hole, but it's too far back and it's not big enough. Quality control, man. Well, you just can't win them all. It's a good thing I've got my Vevor extension cord ran out here to my Vevor plasma cutter, because you also can't get a drill in here because the drill bit's too long to be able to reach. So I'm gonna have to plasma cut me a hole for my hitch pin. Yay. All right, now we got her. Now, as I was saying, this is so cool because now I have a spot for a hitch right there, so I can hook right up to my trailers and pull them around. Now, how cool is that, that it just comes with that, minus a little bit of fabrication and putting holes in the right place and all the stuff that you actually need to make it work. Probably better be resourceful if you're gonna buy this one. So guys, all in all, I'm pretty happy that I have the quick hitch. Now, if I had spent several $100s to buy this hitch and had to do all of this work to it to modify it to make it actually work, I would be frustrated. And I have always said that even if a company gives me a product, I'm going to give an honest representation of that product, because that's more important to me than getting free stuff. That's why I went ahead and made this video, because I'm going to share it with you. I'll still buy generic products like this. I'll still shop with Vevor. Honestly, if I was in a position where they wouldn't give me one for free, I might even still buy this, because it is cheaper than all of the other options on the market. But that comes at a cost. You get what you pay for. There's no question about that. So I'm not recommending this product as this is the perfect solution, because I can't. It's got some problems. They need to fix their quality control issues. They need to fix that top hook to where it will lower far enough to where it picks up your implements. I mean, the basic function of it would not work unless you have the capability of drilling those holes and lowering that hook down to where it will work. It's not a difficult modification, but it has to be done before you can use it on at least both of the implements that I own. Everybody needs to know that. That's why I'm sharing this video. If you want to pick up this or any other Vevor product, I'll put links down in the description, and just know what you're going into. I have lots of Vevor products that I am very satisfied with. And guys, at this point, after I've done those modifications, I'm very happy that I have this, and I'm going to like it. I can already tell. It's going to be a very handy piece of equipment, and also, when I want to use my ball to move like the sawmill or move my trailer around, I don't have to hook up to the box blade anymore. And even when I have to hook up to the box blade, it's going to be quick and easy. So, a quick hitch is awesome. You guys are right. The Vevor Quick Hitch needs some modifications. So if you're going to buy one, understand that before you make the purchase, because otherwise you will not be happy. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's been an interesting evening, that's for sure. I didn't expect to have to do all of this when I got into making this video, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, get outside and enjoy God's creation. It's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.